We
All right,
love
what
hip
up? We're
hop.
here with We Love Hip Hop on Montreal Connected. I got my mans over here. Go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
What's up, guys? I'm DJ Blaster from Montreal, Canada. I'm that guy that says, "Yeah,
All right, bro. All right, bro. So how's it going today? Everything blessed?
everything's blessed, man. Always on the road, always doing me. So everything's good, man."
That's good, bro. We're happy to have you on the show, bro. I think it's a well-deserved interview. You know what I'm saying?
It's been meaning to happen. So it's finally happening, and I'm happy to be here, bro.
Awesome, bro. So I want to get more into the stuff you're doing now, but let's start out a little bit like with your history. Like start out from the beginning and give us like a brief history on like how you started DJing, where you come from, like all that stuff, you know?
Coming straight from a place called NDG, we had a group of guys. We were called the Autobots, hence the name Blaster. Is one of the Autobots, and we were like what 25, 30 deep. Went to Dawson, went to elementary together. Just stuck real deep, and then we started rapping. I was the DJ, and we went pretty far with it, man. We made it in a couple of magazines. We were in the Source magazine for up and coming rappers, and then they kind of like we all grew up, but I kind of like branched off and just did my DJing thing, and then it blossomed. It blossomed into me doing shows and stuff like that, man.
Okay, so you talked about your old group, the Autobots. Like, what time period would that have been in? Like, what years?
The best time of my life, man. 94, 95, 96.
That's crazy, bro. I was only born in 94.
And you don't understand. It's crazy because when I talk to people, I'm like, yeah, I was born in 2000. You're like, when you
Dang.
born again? I'm born again, man. 21 for
Yeah.
life.
Okay, so give us like just give us a little bit deeper. We won't go too much, but give us a little bit deeper on what it was like in the 90s coming up doing hip hop and rapping, DJing, doing all that in Montreal cuz it's definitely a different scene out here.
It was different in a way that like we did like 2 or 3 shows in the States, and then I realized what a real show was about because we were doing like college shows. We opened up for Mob Deep, a
Hmm.
couple of rappers. You know what I mean? It was big, but we didn't know how big it was until we ventured out and did like a
Yeah.
show in Toronto and stuff like that. But it was cool. Montreal's still Montreal. You know what I mean? It'll always be my home base, but I always realized that the world's so much bigger than this, man. And
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it is
prove it to us,
definitely.
man. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool, cool. So we don't need to go too much into your history because, to be honest, like a lot of the people who I've talked to, pretty much everybody knew who you were pretty well. You know what I'm saying? You're a pretty well known dude out here. So let's go into like what you've done as a DJ in the more recent times. What would you say like your greatest achievement in your personal opinion as a DJ is?
I'm like I told you, that era that I love is 94, 95, 96. And my personal goal wasn't a goal, but I've DJ'd for all the artists I love. So that to me was like they don't understand when I see them how I act like a little kid in a candy shop. So for me, open up for J. Rue, Mob Deep. This summer I did Method Man and Redman. Like those little things are just like I'm in heaven already, man. I'm really glad that I've escalated to that amount where I could do so many things and I have so many more shows coming up. You know what I mean? Like I'm still relevant. It's crazy to be in this game because I've DJed for maybe with 3,000, 4,000 DJs, and maybe 1,000 still exists. You know what I mean? Like it's good to be still relevant in this world. So I'm really proud of what I'm doing, man.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. One of the other things I wanted to talk to you about is I wanted to talk to you about some of the local stuff too. When I was talking to people about you, like I like to get my details in. I do some research, but I also talk to some people. Pretty much everybody who I talk to, from people who are, more new rappers to people who've been doing their thing for a long time, a lot of people were like, yeah, he was like the first person to play my music. He was the only one to have my music playing anywhere. No other DJs did that. Talk to us a little bit about like the importance and like why you were playing some of the local music when nobody else was.
That's the point. Nobody else would, and nobody else was. And my thing is this: I live in Montreal. Why the f wouldn't I play Montreal music? You know what I mean? Like if I'm in the club,
Facts.
I'm rocking some Montreal music, no matter where in the world I am. Like guys, I have video of me playing in Cuba, and I'm rocking some Montreal music, and these guys are like, "Why would you do that?" I'm like, "I'm from here. Why would I not
Hmm.
see one of my guys blossom?" You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
every time I take a walk, there's a rapper that comes up to me and says, "You don't understand? You were the first guy to ever play me on the radio." And then
Hmm.
it kind of it baffles me because I have so many DJs on the radio, and I don't understand why they're not supporting their own. So when it comes to me, like all these rap shows, they're like, "Yo, guy, we're having a rap show on Wednesday. It's $100. I know we can't afford you." I'm like, no. I want to keep my foot in and help you guys as much as I can. Don't even sometimes I'm like this, yo. Don't even worry about it, man. I'll do it for free because if nobody's gonna do it, I want to be that guy to do it. And believe me, the Montreal scene, the rappers, they all know me because I play all of this stuff weekly on CKUT. I played it on K103. I played it on Virgin Radio because a lot of people are not giving them the opportunity to do it. So if I have to be the first one, I will be the first one, man.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely feel you on all that. It's sort of like the same way I feel like with starting this show here. It gives people in Montreal a chance to, get exposed to a little bit more of a Toronto-based audience and
Yes,
stuff like
definitely,
that. So
man.
it's like I definitely feel you on all that. Like, we're trying to do the same thing here. That sort of leads into my next question. How does living in a French province affect your DJing?
It's really crazy, and I would think that it's just me being DJing for 27 years, 25 years full time. I think that French. I don't want to sound harsh to my French guys because I got all my French guys back. I play French rap. I play, what I mean? I have a lot of French rappers and a lot of French friends, but it means nothing to me. And I probably like one of a few DJs that can say that. And when I say that, I mean that people are hiring me for me. Oh, I don't speak a word of French. What? You live in Canada? You live in Quebec? You don't speak French? It's okay. I don't give a shit if you don't speak French. You're Blaster. We need you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I DJ for the Montreal Alliance, the biggest basketball team in Montreal. You know what I mean? The CBL. Yeah. I'm the DJ. Not one spoken word in French. The mayor's coming up to me. Hey, how you doing? Yeah. Do you speak French? No, I don't. No beef because what? I'm DJ Blaster, and I'm giving my flowers, man. I've done my time. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
But I know for the younger guys, you have to have your French. I know a lot of young guys are like, you don't speak French. Okay, cool. I don't want you. And I'm just like, I don't understand that. We're playing music. If you want me for my element, let me play my element.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely different out here. But what you were saying about the Montreal Alliance leads me again perfect into my next question. I wanted to ask you about that and like how you got that and how that got started.
It was crazy, man. I have another DJ in Toronto, Four Corners. They DJ for the Raptors, and I DJ T-Dot in I think he's in Ottawa, and the lady who's in charge of everything called the DJ in Toronto and asked for a DJ in Montreal, and he said Blaster. And then afterwards, they called Ottawa to find out if they had any DJs that they should recommend in Montreal, and they said Blaster. So then afterwards, they hollered at me. They said, you know what? Do me a favor. Come to the office. They want to give you an interview. I'm like, you know what? I'll get back to you guys. I don't know what I was thinking, but I'll get back to you guys. And then a friend of mine, Dale, called me, and he's like, Dale, you have a perfect opportunity. It's a basketball team in Montreal. Would you like to DJ for him? I'm like, what the hell? Like, the gods are talking. So you know what? Let me go to this interview. So I go to the interview. Big shout to Celia. She's like, yo, I hope you're not mad for coming all the way down here. I'm like, mad? She goes, yeah, it's not really an interview. You got the job. I'm like, what? You got the job. She's like, yo, we called all over Montreal, Ottawa, you name it, Toronto, you know what I mean? And everybody recommended you. So you know what? Yeah, you got the job. We just wanted to come down here, meet you, and just say congratulations. And yeah, I got it. And I found a contract for this year again, man. I'm back again.
That's awesome. So we could expect to see you there for a while, or?
Yeah, definitely. I'll, as long as my schedule works out, because I can't lie to you, it's crazy that I've been DJing for like 25 years, and only after this gig that I'm getting like what I deserve, which is I'm not trying to like, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that I wasn't getting it before, but now I'm getting like 4 times what I used to get, and there's people who are calling me that never called me before. So I'm seeing a lot of flyers which used to say Blaster from Montreal. Now it says the Alliance DJ.
Yeah, that's
Montreal.
crazy.
Like,
yeah,
I've always been here. What the hell's wrong with you guys? Like, but it's all good. Everything happens for a reason. So yeah. I'm grateful.
And I've seen a lot of rappers too going to the games, and I feel like if you weren't there, a lot of them might not be showing up to the same amount because I always see them tagging you and stuff like
crazy.
That.
It's crazy. Once I do a game, I would come back home and I'll look at my phone. I'll be tagged maybe 40, 50 times of random people at the game just trying to get a spot of me or just a picture of me. And they're recording me sometimes because guess what? I'm playing that Montreal music.
Yeah.
So I'll be rocking some CY, some Ruga, some Kincaid, and they're like, yo, this guy, there's 45,000 people here, and this guy's rocking my music.
Yeah, yeah, which is a big look for some of them, because some of them,
Yeah,
like it's hard to get thousands of people to listen to your music out
yeah,
here.
yep,
So
and I'm playing it.
how does the crowd react when you play Montreal music? Because I'm guessing not everyone there is going to have heard of these music
This is
before.
this is my story for every Montreal artist, and I tell them I had me and Magnum sat down a couple of times, and I told them, Magnum, I played your stuff in Toronto, and these guys were going nuts. And then they came up to me and they said, "Yo, who is this guy?" I'm like, "Oh, this guy Magnum from Montreal." Oh, I'm like, "What do you mean?" Oh, so you loved him before that, but now,
Yeah,
oh no,
yeah.
he got bars, he got bars. I'm like, yeah. You know, most of the time, like this, when he ask me who the artist is, I'm gonna tell them the name, but I'm not gonna tell them where they're from, because I'm just like,
Yeah.
yo, you guys gonna hate because they're from your city? Like, are you serious?
Yeah, there's a lot of hate between Montreal and Toronto for this.
Yeah, so it's
I'm
like,
not gonna lie, it's more Toronto hating on Montreal artists because most Montreal artists don't have a big enough market to hate on another market like that.
I
But
agree.
yeah, it's definitely hard. Like, I have friends who like post on like, some of the big Toronto platforms for music. And as soon as people find out they're from Montreal, every second comment is bro, go home or some
I'm
shit.
telling you, every time, yo, once I say that, and I play some bangers in the club, and everybody's dancing. Yo, big shout to my boy from Montreal. Oh God, I'm like, wow, the hate is real. Keep on doing what you're doing, man.
Honestly, though, that's why we got things like this show. We're trying to bridge the gap,
Good,
trying to
good.
bring more of the English music from Montreal out there. The Toronto English music's already out here for sure. All right, so let's move on to like a new subject here. How has DJing changed over the years? Because obviously you've been DJing for a long time. So
Yeah.
I'm sure from the 90s to now, there's a lot of change that's gone on. You want to talk about that a little bit?
My theory is this: when we were listening to music when we were younger, our parents was like, "Take that crap off."
Mhm.
It still applies. So but if you're open minded, it's even better because I'm open minded. Whereas my son plays music in his room, and instead of saying "take that crap off," I'm at the door like shazamming everything. So music has changed big time, but a lot of DJs, and I get a lot of flack for this, they don't like the new music. So I understand that. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you don't like it and you're not willing to play it, why
You
would
won't
I
stay
hire you?
relevant. Yeah.
Why would I hire you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, dude, I want you for the club tonight. Like, it's all 18-year-olds. Okay, cool. You're playing 90s Mob Deep. Nothing's wrong with that. But them 18-year-olds will be like, yo, dude, you're playing my dad's music. Because at this time, it is their
Well,
dad's
you're not
music.
getting no girls in playing
That's
that.
it.
Like, let's just be honest.
That's it. And then they're like, I don't, you know what? The DJ game has changed. I want nothing to do with it. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I understand that, but no, I'm not ignorant to the music. You name it, I'm playing it. And guys are like, yo, dude, you're the only guy I know that plays for my mom, my grandfather, and my son. Stay relevant, man.
Yeah, so you think being versatile with because like you're talking about like almost 3 generations of music now. So you think staying versatile and staying relevant is the key to being like where you are right now?
Very, very. And this is the reason I DJ 8 nights a week and maybe 3-4 times a day because, yo, dude, I all ages, all colors, everything. You know what I mean? I'm going to have a guy turn around and be like, yo, are you the same guy who played that country and that rock and roll before? Yeah, I am, because I love music, man. I'm that guy, man.
That's awesome, bro. So another thing I wanted to talk to you about, which goes along with this, is I've seen like you go live on Twitch and you're using a lot of social media stuff to do your DJing and to like promote all your stuff. You want to talk about that? Because I mean, a lot of people, like you talk about DJs only playing like Mob Deep from the 90s and stuff. I see a lot of DJs that are from that same era that don't utilize all the new tools that are at their fingertips nowadays.
No, and I kind of forced it, but I think Twitch was more of I was scared for my career. Like, oh man, I got to go back to my real job. You know what I mean? And when I say that, I mean because of COVID.
Yeah.
So COVID hit, and I went from 8 gigs to 0. And then I had a couple of hidden gigs, but that still didn't pay the bills. You know what I mean? So I have to give my shout outs to Keith Dean and Star Q. They called me. They're like, yo, dude, you got to try going online. I'm like, yo, I'm doing FaceTime and Instagram. They're like, no, try Twitch. I'm
Mhm.
like, you know what? I'll try it for a few months. We'll see what happens. And I tried it the first 3 months, and I'm just like, this is pretty cool, but I'm getting like 10, 20 viewers. They're like, yo, dude, that's amazing. And it's
Mhm.
also taking a lot of DJs who thought they were hot and getting rid of them.
Yeah.
Twitch made a lot of guys realize
Yeah.
that, you know what? I ain't shit. I'm a
Yeah,
good.
you're DJing for an hour and you have one viewer. Yeah.
That's it. I ain't shit. Yo, dude. And I'm like this. All these guys who used to have like 200 guys at the club, and promoter be like, yo, you don't understand. I have this guy at the club because his music is shit, but he brings 200 people. Where
Yeah.
are they on Twitch?
Yeah.
There's nobody there. So
Yeah.
I'm like this. You know what? Cool. I'll continue on Twitch. And then afterwards, I got my first check, and I'm like, oh, okay. Third check, my fourth check, and then after 3 years later, I'm still on Twitch. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? I'm still relevant. I'm a partner. You know what I mean? I got my check mark on
Yeah.
Twitch. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm seeing all those DJs who are getting so many gigs, and they're all like, "Yo, Blast, you don't understand. Yeah, I'm not gonna go on Twitch anymore, man. I don't want to do it anymore." I'm like, "Why? I can't pass." I'm like, "But you had 200 people in the freaking club.
Yeah. Well, and
200 people in the
the,
club."
the thing a lot of people don't get, like, and you get this because you've done your social media, I have my
Yeah,
own YouTube. So, like, when you first start out a social media, that first little bit before you really get rolling
yeah,
and the
yeah, yeah.
snowball gets moving, you're open to being made fun of. You know what I'm saying? When
Oh
you were
yeah, big
getting
time,
10 viewers, it
big
doesn't
time,
look
big
good, but you
time.
got to grind through that. And a lot of people
Yeah,
aren't willing to do that because most people don't already have what it takes to just be past that? And
yeah,
a lot of
yeah,
people
yeah.
just give up right there. So, yeah. So, the next question I got is kind of going on with that stuff. What do you think the future of DJing is? Obviously, it's going to be the old school DJing where you're going to clubs, you're doing the in-person stuff, but there's so much new stuff with the social media. Where do you see it going?
Because of COVID again, I was DJing a lot of conferences, a lot of parties, a lot of graduations. And when I say that, I mean all over the world. Whereas they were calling me and we're doing straight Zoom parties. We were doing office parties, a couple of apps that I had to download that I never even heard of. Whereas they had like different rooms, and I was the main room DJing in my living room. It was wild. So I hope it doesn't go that direction because I'd rather be flown out. But during COVID, it opened my eyes that I don't need to necessarily leave my house. And a lot of DJs, big shout to White Gold and these guys, they're like, yo, dude, I'm staying on Twitch. Like I missed the club, but I don't have to go to the club. And White Gold
Yeah.
has like 400 people watching him, man.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Well, I think definitely it's just given more options, because
Yeah.
you still get the people who want to go in, and then you get the people who are maybe can't go in and still want to experience it, and then it gives more room for DJs. Okay, so what advice would you give to a DJ who's starting out nowadays?
Every DJ, I've always told them, do not give up, man. I have a manager, his name Jesse Walker, and the business part is a big reason I know a lot of guys gave up. The business is not it's not what it like. I want nothing to do with the business. Like I leave that to him. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
the looking for money and all of this and down payments. That's all the paperwork, the contracts, the invoices. That's all him. I realize if you have to do that world and the DJ world, you're not gonna be a happy guy, man. You're
So
not gonna be a
the
happy guy.
best advice you're giving is for people who want to be an artist in terms of a DJ is to focus on the art of being a DJ and
Yeah,
really find
yeah.
someone dedicated to be the manager.
To help you out and be patient, man. Be patient. And when I
I
used to
think
like
that's good advice.
yeah, be really patient. And when I used to teach DJing at Champlain College, and I used to tell them like those guys were like a different stage of DJing. They just wanted to learn the craft of it. I used to be like, my first number one rule is if you're gonna be out there, lift your fucking head up, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Observe the crowd, man. Like why the DJs being so selfish and just having their head down, like, oh man, yeah, I got
Yeah.
two of my friends, and get rid of yes men. Get
Yeah.
rid of
Yeah.
yes
Yeah.
men. Like I had the big love my Autobots, but they were my yes men. So every time I used to be in the club, they used to be like, "Yo, you killed it, bro." And when I listen to those tapes and CDs today, I'm like, "Oh my god, I was so bad."
Yeah, you need someone on your team who's really willing to give you like the constructive criticism and be
Yeah,
harsh
man. Yeah,
about it at the
man.
same time.
Those guys are in my corner all the time. They're like, "Yeah, see that mix you did? Yeah, that was shit." I'm like, "Yo, dude, this is the reason I love you, and this is the only reason I'm
Yeah.
gonna get better. That's the only way
Yeah.
you're gonna get better." Have that guy that shits on you, man.
Yeah. Okay, so we gave advice for someone who's just starting DJing. What about for someone who's been maybe DJing a little bit, maybe done a few things for free here and there? What advice would you give them to make their first little check? You know, because I know it's a big step to go from doing things just because you need the experience to actually making a little bit of money from it.
Yeah. Get off your ass, man. That's a big thing to me. They're like, what do you mean by that? I'm like, yo, all these guys are doing, like, some guys would message me and be like, yo, Blaster, like, you don't understand, I've been DJing in a bit. Yeah, you know any clubs? Something like this. Okay, you know what? I know about 10 clubs. They're like, how the hell do you know that? Because when I went there, when I got off my ass and, you know what I mean? I had a night off last night. Me and my wife went to like 4 or 5 clubs. Oh, Blaster, yo, it's been so long. What are you doing next week Friday? Boom. When I went there, this is what they told me. They need a DJ on Saturday night. Boom. We need a DJ every Saturday. How do I know this? We went there last night. Go places, man. You're not going to sit on your ass and think that a club's going to call you, because they're not going to call you. There's so many clubs downtown. There's so many clubs, even in Toronto. I used to DJ a place called Crawford. I was there twice a month. People are like, this dude, how are you DJing twice a month in Toronto? I'm like, yo, they would call me. I was there twice a month, man. You know what I mean? So twice a month, I would DJ in Toronto. Fly me down, pay me, hotel, everything. How did I know that? I went there once, and I reached out to them.
Yeah.
You never know until you talk to people, man.
Yeah. For everyone who's listening, put your boots on the ground, make the connections, and you got to be there. You got to be there in person and really doing it. All right. So what's some of the stuff you got planned for this year? I know you're working with the Montreal Alliance still. What else you got planned for this year?
I have a lot of shows, man. I have a lot of shows. Some that I can't mention, but I have a lot of shows. We have a big show coming up again at the Beach Club. We did that last year. We had Puffy, Oh So Good, Who Kid. Big shout out to my brother Who Kid, man. And we have another one this year. We have a lot of artists coming down. I can't mention that again, but in the next 2 months, I have my boy Paul Walls coming down. I'm DJing for Corrupt. Big DJing for my boy from Vancouver, Mad Child. Who else I got coming on? Jerry the Damager. I'm DJing for him. So yeah, we have a lot of shows. So people add me on Instagram, DJ Blaster, add me everywhere, and check out my I'm on every social media, because I realize that's the way to go, man. People are like this, yo, dude, are you online all day? I'm online for an hour in the morning to push all my flyers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you got to push your content, man. I am my content. You know what I mean? I'm wearing my merch. I got merch. I got all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like we're selling ourselves. Let's do it. Let's do a good job at it.
Yeah, for anyone who's looking to find where you can get in touch with him or follow him, his links are all going to be in the description, obviously. So where do you see yourself in 5 years? Because so much is changing every day. So much changed with COVID. Yeah. And things are just changing every day in the game of DJing and hip hop. Where do you see it in 5 years?
In all honesty, I always thought, like, I'm at an age, I always thought I'd be stopped DJing by now. Because I always said, you know what? When I see my friends' kids in the club, I'm done. And then one time, big love to Kid Capri. Kid Capri is like, honestly, and Mr. C, the guy who found Biggie, I always say it like that. They say, dude, you never, until the day that you really hate everything, you never retire, man. You just keep doing what you're doing. And in all actuality, I don't see no reason to retire. You know what I mean? Like, I just said what I have to do in the next 2 months. Guys are like wishing they could do that, you know what I mean, in a lifetime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, dude, what? You have to be Paul Wall, J-Rue. You know what I mean? Corrupt. Yeah, are you serious, Blaster? I'm like, yeah, that's in 2 months. They're like, so what do you have for the year? I'm like, I can't really tell you. You DJ for the basketball team? I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna embrace it and just hopefully another 50 years. You know what I mean? What I want in 5 years is life. It's life. Because also at this age, I'm at an age where I'm seeing guys, my peers, pass away. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, big rest in peace to the guy from De La Soul, Prodigy. These are guys I've met. So to see them pass away, it kills at me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in 5 years, I'm just trying to be, you know what? Another 100 years, I'm trying to be alive, you know what I mean?
Right.
And keep doing what I'm doing and keep delivering that music to everybody.
Cool, bro. All right, so I got one more thing I want to ask you about.
Yeah, man.
I know when I hit you up for the interview, you had mentioned that you know Friday from way back in the day.
Yeah, man.
You want to tell us how you two know each other and just go into that quickly?
Those are college days, man. Like, you know what? Me, Friday, and the whole Autobot clique is like, people, if you ever heard of a movie called Higher Learning, Go look at that movie. That was us. We had like a little clique that would be in a corner in the atrium at Dawson, and right now in that corner is vending machines because they didn't like us hanging out there. It was like pure power in that corner. People were scared to come in that corner. So like as soon as as you seen, as soon as he got on just now, he called the Govy.
Yeah.
People in Montreal don't even know my government name, and he said it right away. And I know his. So when I saw him when he came to Montreal, I said it, and he's like, "Yo, calm down." So that's how far back we go. We know government names, and we don't work for no government like taxes. So that's my boy for life. So like I even give him his flowers, man. I'm so proud of him, man. Every time I'm watching these videos come up, I'm watching all these artists with him. I'm like, yo, dude, keep doing you, bro. I'm proud of you, bro. I love you, man. That's my brother for life.
Yeah, shout out to Friday, bro. He really, like, a lot of people don't know this, but getting to see some of the behind the scenes stuff, bro, he really puts more work in than anybody else out here in terms of like the podcasting and like the video editing, just everything all the way around. So yeah, he definitely.
And that's why you didn't have to ask me twice, man. You didn't have to ask me twice. Yo, dude, I'm doing this. I'm like, wait, in that part with Friday? You're like, yeah, all right. Let me know what time.
It definitely helps to be on this network, bro. 100%, bro. With all the groundwork he's laid, 100%.
That's dope, man.
So yeah, fam. Is there anything else you want to touch on before we wrap this up?
I'm just thankful, man. People look out for me. I'm in every city, man. I'm supposed to be. I'm hitting up Toronto real soon. I have a big tour in Cyprus, Europe. A couple of big things going on. I'm supposed to go on tour with Paul real soon. So people just look out for the name DJBlaster.com. Once again, I'm from Montreal, Canada. I'm that says, yep.
Well, thanks, fam. Thank you for being on the show. We
Anytime,
love hip hop.
got you.
Hope everyone enjoyed the interview. Go check out DJ Blaster. All of his links are going to be in the description, and have a blessed day.
We love hip hop.